Have you ever been online and you see something that just sparks an idea?
Oh, yeah,
Like maybe a new career path, a way to make some extra money, or even that dream of opening your own franchise?
definitely. Especially that franchise dream. Who hasn't thought about running their own show?
Right. But today, we're looking at the darker side of that dream, a story from Karnataka that should make all of us think twice about what we see online.
It's really incredible how easily those dreams can be targeted. That drive to create something of your own, that's powerful. And that makes it ripe for exploitation.
It does. So we're going deep on what happened to this 25-year-old from Shikaripura Taluk. It's late February 2025, and he's looking to start a business, so what does he do? He goes online, starts searching for franchise opportunities, and he stumbles upon Zudio.
Zudio, a pretty well-known fashion chain, part of the Tata Group.
Yeah,
And in India, the Tata name carries a lot of weight. Trustworthy, reliable, so you can see why someone would be drawn to that.
absolutely. So he finds what looks like an official Google form, a Zudio franchise application.
Ah, I see where this is going.
And it looks legit.
Yeah.
Professional layout, the wording is all very convincing. It's not some shady link hidden in a corner of the internet.
But it all comes down to appearances, right? Even
Yeah.
on something like Google, those forms can be incredibly deceptive.
They can. So he fills it out, all hopeful, picturing himself running this Zudio store. Then 2 days later, February 27th, he gets a call.
Hmm.
Unknown number.
Uh-oh.
And the person on the other end says they're from Zudio, and they loved his application, they want to move forward. Just got to check his email.
Classic. The good news call, building up excitement, it's all part of the plan.
It is. And sure enough, there's an email from Zudio Help at turnfranchise-tata.com.
Wait, hold on. That domain name.
Yeah, in hindsight, huge red flag. But at the time you're so excited, you don't notice these things.
That's how they get you.
Right.
Mm.
And the email itself looks totally real. There's a registration form, a whole prospectus with Zudio's product range and prices, even a business plan specifically for Shivamogga. They even mention some prime locations in the city.
Wow, they went all out. That level of detail really makes it feel personalized, doesn't it? Like they've put a lot of thought into it just for him.
Exactly. Makes it all the more convincing. And then around March 5th, another call. This time, they tell him his application is officially approved.
Oh boy, here comes the other shoe.
And then he gets another email with an official approval letter. Logos, jargon, the whole 9 yards. It's the kind of thing you'd frame and put on your wall.
It's social engineering at its finest. Hitting all the right buttons, making him feel like he's achieved something big. And all those official-looking documents, it's like a shortcut to trust. We're so used to associating that kind of presentation with authority.
Right. But then things take a turn. The next call comes, and they start talking about the initial investment. A whopping 64.92 lakh rupees for setup, licensing, stock. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's when they apply the pressure. You're already hooked on the dream, feeling validated, and suddenly they're asking for a huge sum. They're hoping you're too caught up in the excitement to think straight.
And they keep sending him official documents, bank details, payment schedules, even a contract. And they keep mentioning Tata, like, oh, Tata, they wouldn't be involved with anything shady.
Leveraging that Tata reputation for all it's worth. It's a clever tactic, playing on that emotional trust people have in the brand.
So this 25-year-old, driven by his dream, reassured by everything he's seen and heard, he transfers the money. 64.92 lakh rupees, all his savings plus loans. It's a life-changing amount.
I can't imagine the emotional roller coaster he must have been on at that point.
And then silence. Weeks go by, no updates, no progress on the store, nothing. Calls go unanswered, emails bounce back. That excitement turns into worry, then panic. By mid-March, reality sets in.
The moment they got the money, they vanished. Classic scam move. The jig is up, no need to keep up the act anymore.
He starts investigating, reaching out to Zudio directly. And that's when he discovers the truth. Zudio doesn't do franchises through Google Forms. That email address was fake. It was all a lie.
What a devastating realization. That future he was building, all gone.
He files a police complaint in Shivamogga in late March. And the police, they've seen this kind of thing before. They take his statement, but they're pretty upfront about the chances of getting his money back. Slim to none.
These scams are becoming so common, it's truly alarming.
It is, and this isn't even an isolated incident. Similar scams using other big names like Big Bazaar have been happening in Karnataka.
These guys are organized, they know what they're doing, and they're getting good at it. Targeting well-known brands, exploiting that inherent trust.
So what can we learn from this? What are the takeaways?
Well, first off, that old saying, If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, especially with these franchise deals. Think about it. A huge brand like Zudio offering a franchise through a random Google form, that's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be skeptical, Always question these big promises, especially online. Don't just take their word for it.
Absolutely. And another thing, verify everything. Don't just rely on what they tell you. Go to the company website, find their official contact info, and check for yourself. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Independent verification is key. Go beyond what they're presenting. It's your money on the line, so do your homework.
Exactly. And finally, this one's tough, but don't let your excitement blind you to the red flags. That weird email domain, being pressured to pay quickly. Those are warning signs. No matter how much you want that opportunity, don't ignore them.
It's hard to stay objective when you're chasing a dream, but that's exactly when you need to be the most cautious.
There's even this detail in the source, almost funny in a sad way. A relative offered this guy a chai stall for just 500 rupees, a far cry for the millions he lost.
It puts things into perspective, doesn't it? A simple, understandable opportunity versus a shiny, deceptive online scheme. Sometimes simple is better.
It is. And we're sharing this story not to point fingers, but to warn people. These scams are getting more and more sophisticated, and they prey on ambition and hope. It could happen to anyone.
Spreading awareness is crucial. The more people know about these tactics, the less likely they are to fall victim. Knowledge is power, especially in the online world.
So be careful out there. Be wary of those too good to be true franchise offers, work-from-home schemes, and these online mentors who pop up out of nowhere.
Do your research.
Exactly. Always double-check websites, scrutinize email addresses, and never rush into payments.
Especially when they pressure you. Legitimate businesses don't operate like that. They give you time to think things through.
So we've gone through this Zudio franchise scam. We've seen how it unfolded from that initial online form to the devastating loss. And the big lessons here are: be vigilant, be skeptical, and verify everything. Don't let your dreams turn into nightmares.
His story highlights the dark side of the internet. It offers so much potential, but it's also a breeding ground for scams. We have to be smart, informed, and cautious.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about trust in the digital age. How easily we can be swayed by appearances. It makes you question your own online habits and whether you're doing enough to protect yourself. But there's a silver lining. This 25-year-old, even after losing so much, he's thinking about starting a new business, something more traditional this time.
That's resilience, learning from the experience and coming back stronger. Maybe that's the biggest takeaway of all.
It might be.